Okay, Stamford Bridge, here we go. Let's confirm your starting 11s, beginning with the visitors from Liverpool. In goal number 25, Pepe Reina, 37, Martin Skirtle, number 17, Ragnar Pavan, 27, Gregory Vignal, number...
Ryan Bubble and Florent Cinema Pongo up front for the red side today.
Yeah, do you know what? It's not a question of are they beat us up at Anfield, so we're going to try and get back at them. But you know, the juices start flowing again, Dave. Once you get out there, and as much as you're shaking hands right now, and certainly they feel that they will be absolutely having a little bit of fun as soon as they get out there. I mean, it's a really strong Chelsea 11, isn't it? But it's also a Liverpool 11 where I think they would have been practicing a few times as well. So they'll be up for this for sure. There's no doubt about it.
Yes, the Chelsea side, including the club's modern-day talisman, John Terry, who's done plenty to put this team together. They include several players from the first spell of Jose Mourinho, Petr Cech in goal, Paul Makelele, and of course from more recent times, Diego Costa up front. And one name that stood out to you, I think, and also retired a couple of years ago, but still a very young man, Eden Hazard.
You know, I cannot believe he's only 34. It's just incredible. As you say, he's been retired a couple of years already. The move he made to Real Madrid, he was worth every penny at that particular time, but for some reason it just didn't quite happen for him. But when he was wearing the Chelsea shirt, I mean, he was not just Chelsea's best player, he was the Premier League's best player. And I remember covering a game one time at Anfield in the Carabao Cup, and he came off the bench and he just absolutely blitzed Liverpool. When he passed the ball, it wasn't a pass, it was a lend, and he sort of gave it me back, and he scored one of the great goals of recent times for sure. What a player. And look, he's a happy-go-lucky type of character. He won't be regretting anything. But for us as football fans, we would have loved to see him still playing at this level as well at the age of 34.
So many battles between these two sides over the modern era, and certainly the early 2000s. In fact, there was a spell in the mid to late 2000s. They met 24 times in 5 years. They really did get to know each other. And at the moment, the two sets of players coming together in the centre circle for the pre-game photo call. But I'm sure that they've all said beforehand, when it comes to the kick-off time, when it comes to business time, there is still some business to attend to here. It doesn't matter how long ago it is that you retired, defeats do still hurt. And as I say, Liverpool did win 2-0 back in March up at Anfield. So players here very keen indeed to make their mark in front of a really good crowd here at Stamford Bridge, with good weather conditions as well on this international weekend. Perfect timing for it, and raising vital funds for charity as well. Now, pre-game, there are going to be certainly there's going to be remembrance for some people unfortunately lost in the course of the last few months or so, and they are Matt Beard, the former Liverpool WSL manager, also Joey Jones, who played for both sides in the 1970s and the 80s, and Diogo Jota and Andre Silva, killed in that tragic car accident over the summer period. So Stamford Bridge paying tribute to Matt Beard, Joey Jones, Diogo Jota and Andre Silva. So as the two sets of players make their way to their starting positions, here we go for Chelsea against Liverpool, the Legends version. The regular first team has served up quite a classic, quite a thriller last weekend here at Stamford Bridge. Well, now the two captains just completing the formalities in the centre circle. with the referee Dean Whitestone in charge. John Terry, of course, for Chelsea, and Martin Skirtle for Liverpool. So much rivalry, so much over the years between these two. Champions League semi-final battles, controversial encounters, 11 European meetings, 5 domestic finals, and many of these players have had huge roles in those games and certainly have stories to tell. Eden Hazard. As Chelsea get the game off and underway. And played out towards the right. And Malouda into Mikel. Makelele over towards the Chelsea right-hand side. First touch for John Terry. Malouda once again. Mikel receives possession. Short to Makelele, out towards the right once more.
But at the moment they're all being quite nicey-nicey to each other, aren't they? Saying, okay, we'll get reasonably tight to you, but not yet. I just wonder how long it will take before the first proper tackle comes in. As I say, the juices start flowing.
Laid through, looking for Diego Costa, who I think you can be sure will be competitive about this or any game. How much training do you think they would do, or how much teamwork gets done or can be done in the build-up to the game?
I wouldn't have thought there would have been a lot. I know the Chelsea lads were training yesterday. I was watching the interview on the Chelsea website that Lee Parker did with John Terry and Gary Cahill. You could see that very, very good friends and developed a great relationship back in the day. They might need to communicate a lot today.
Martin Kelly down the right for Liverpool, only recently confirming his retirement from the sport. Of course, recent spells, or fairly recent spells, with Crystal Palace and West Bromwich Albion. First run of possession here for Liverpool. Look out for Jay Spearing, number 20. Still works for the club in the academy. Klavan, member of one of the early Jurgen Klopp teams, joined the club in 2016. Spearing once again. That one cut out. Sangaman Kalou in support of Diego Costa. Biscan gets it back to Spearing. Florent Sinema-Pongol. Spread out to the right for Kelly. Hazard gets the better of him. Chelsea trying to enjoy that moment. Makelele trying to set Diego Costa free. Find it fascinating, you've got several different eras of players coming together on the same day. Several have played with each other in the past. Several players almost replace others in the teams, and here they are together. Ryan Babel for Liverpool, in space to run into here. Makelele back in to try and block him out. Space for Kelly on the right. Chip cross in, gathered by the Chelsea goalkeeper Petr Cech.
Bit of catching practice early on for Petr Cech, or as John Terry always calls him, Big Pete. I was actually I'm a patron of a kiddies charity, and we had a golf day on Thursday, and JT came down and was our guest of honour. I did a Q&A with him. Jody Morris also came down, and he helped with me liaise with JT to make sure that everything's okay. We booked it over a year ago, but he was absolutely brilliant in the Q&A, and he kept on mentioning Big Pete, Big Pete. He's still pretty big, isn't he, and pretty agile.
Chelsea have won it back. Costa is trying to maraud forward. Connected by Kalou. Hazard again. Signs of a good battle there with Kelly developing in the early stages. Terry trying to make an impression. And Malouda for Hazard again. He'll be playing field 2, Mikel. William Gallas away on the right. Makelele once more in field. Not seeing anything particularly crunching yet, but Chelsea try and play it out towards their left. Malouda will keep it in down there. Hazard now in the Liverpool area, being urged to shoot by the home fans. Malouda's cross. Cinema upon goal, tried to hold up, and Chelsea win it back.
Well, it's been all Chelsea really, hasn't it, in terms of possession and also territory. All the Chelsea fans remember Eden Hazard, and to see him on the ball as much as possible. Even one bit of brilliance would be great to see.
Already some nice touches. Kalou just being forced out there. But Chelsea are having the better of the early stages here, and Mikel. Hazard again with a neat touch out towards the right. Gallas for Mikel once more. Terry and Cahill, and now Makelele. Kalou missing out. Spearing, seeing it back to Pepe Reina.
Well, Makelele did what Makelele does just then, didn't he? Just broke up a bit of play, read it, went in there, tried to get the attack started again. It didn't quite happen, but Claude Makelele, what an absolute legend. But when people do say to me, you know, is he like a Claude Makelele? I say, you know, the first Claude Makelele I played with was Eddie Newton. Holding midfielder, read the ball, read the situation really well, sat in front of the back four, protected. Just a shame his knees were the way they were, otherwise he would have won cap after cap after cap for England.
This is Kelly going down the right for Liverpool. Yossi Benayoun back to Spearing. Bishkan, decent play here by Liverpool, spreading it from right to left. Mikel offering a challenge. Ryan Babel trying to turn, laying it square. Spearing, flicking it through, trying to find Benayoun, and check there together. Yes, on Claude Makelele, I mean, a player that you could almost name a position after, couldn't you? That was the role when he came into the Mourinho side.
You tell me, Dave. I can't think of another player where a position, as soon as you mentioned the name, it's absolutely nailed on for that position. Even Thierry Henry or Didier Drogba, you don't name a striker position or a wide player's position by one player, but it's almost defined, isn't it? It's the Claude Makelele position. He was that good.
Making the holding midfield position fashionable. Free kick, first free kick of the game, and referee Dean Whitestone comes across. Martin Skirtle and Diego Costa at close quarters, and Chelsea have a free kick.
Is he giving that look?
It did look like it, yes.
The look that you're going to make me angry. Okay.
It was only 3 seasons for Chelsea for Diego Costa where they were eventful and they were high scoring.
No, I think there's only I got the closest to a Didier Drogba. All the strikers for Chelsea.
Back with Hazard, looking to clip it through, flicks off Costa. First effort on goal by Ramirez goes off target. Round of applause from the Chelsea fans. Goal was with 8 minutes played.
I've got to say, Dave, the attendance I think is absolutely amazing when you think, with the greatest respect, it's not a proper Premier League game. 2 big clubs, of course, and the red against the blue does look really, really good. But I mean, I travelled in on the train and tube, and as we arrived at Fulham Broadway, even getting off at Earls Court going onto the Wimbledon line, it did feel like a proper Chelsea home game right now. And well done to all the organisers, well done to the people who have got it out there and let it be known, but well done to everybody who's turned up to watch this game. It really is an incredible attendance for a Legends game, even though there are many legends on the pitch.
I think there was a stage when this was viewed almost not as a local derby, of course, but it kind of had that intensity because of the number of meetings, because of the importance of the games they were playing, Champions League, semi-finals, and they just seemed to be drawn together time after time. So it's kind of drawn the clubs together in that way.
Oh, absolutely. There was a massive, massive rivalry between Liverpool and Chelsea in sort of the early noughties and a little bit further into the 10s as well. Obviously with Jose Mourinho and Rafa Benitez, Rafa becoming Chelsea manager here. I'm not quite sure he was ever fully accepted by the Chelsea crowd, and in a way that's a compliment to him for how good he was at Liverpool. But well, there's no doubt about it, these were and still are two very big rivals, and what a game it was, of course, just last week before the international break when Chelsea got that late winner.
Decent spell here for Liverpool. It is flipped clear for a throw-in over on the right. Don't mention the Anfield ghost goal to Chelsea fans, but then again, of course, drama at the other end too later on. But there was an era when they were meeting all the time in Champions League knockout ties.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was almost the most played fixture, wasn't it, between two Premier League sides, playing each other a lot deep into Europe. Chelsea really with a better side, and I think that showed in terms of the league, but Liverpool certainly knew how to do really well in the Champions League.
Kelly on the Liverpool right, laid off by Babel to Benayoun. Skirtle for Liverpool towards the left it goes. Cleared away. Spearing tries to win it back, and Aurelio for Liverpool midway inside the Chelsea half. Having perhaps their best spell of the early stages here. Liverpool down the left. Flick forward looking for Cinema upon goal. Chelsea look immediately for Diego Costa. Work back to Klavan now for Liverpool. He finds Bishgan. Bishgan forward, Benayoun with the flick on. Chelsea won that one back, and they'll try and push it forward. But Reina in control from Skirtle's back pass.
Yeah, as unlucky as the right ball. It all came from John Terry, who I still think is, I mean, he's one of England's greatest ever leaders, let alone Chelsea's. I think he's quite given the credit in terms of how good he is technically. And the composure-wise, left foot and right foot, pinging those 50-yard balls, but then just bringing it down, having the composure first time, and allowing a possible counter-attack.
15 trophies for Chelsea for John Terry, and captained the first team at the age of 20, which seems incredible when that leadership must have been so obvious from an early age.
He was an apprentice when I was at Chelsea. He knew he'd be a good player, didn't quite know that he'd be, well, he just said he didn't know he'd be quite as good.
Lovely from Benayoun here, but the finish isn't there against Petr Cech. Did well to work space in the area, but they shot straight out the Chelsea goalkeeper.
Well, with all Chelsea's territory and possession, best chance of the game so far, wasn't it? Great bit of skill from Benayoun, just coming in onto his left foot, just straight at Petr Cech, and Big Pete does make himself look very, very big in that goal, doesn't he?
Benayoun, one of only 9 players, or 9 male players, who have switched between the clubs in first-team transfers. And in fact, looking at players who went from Liverpool to Chelsea, the first was Alf Hansen back in 1938, and Benayoun was the next in 2010. It wasn't a transfer that was generally made, so that was an unusual one at the time. And very much playing for Liverpool today. Hazard looks in great shape, it must be said, as he again moves forward. The crowd urging him to shoot. Instead he goes wide out towards the right. And Chelsea have a corner.
Yeah, good play. That's what we want to see. That's why the fans have come here. The likes of Eden Hazard, who, let's be fair, on his day is the best player on the pitch here. You see him just a little bit of skill. You see Youssouf Benayoun, great skill, just coming inside there. It's on his left foot, no real power in that shot.
Hazard with the Chelsea corner. Near post, looking for Kalou's flick on. Goes out for a corner again.
I'm sure John Terry and Gary Cahill will be saying to Eden Hazard, just get it up a bit, just put it in there. Not just challenge for it.
So Hazard with Malouda coming for the short option, which they've taken. Hazard twisting and turning once again. Malouda being faced by Babel. Hazard once more for Chelsea. Little dink ball, and Vignal was there to get a touch onto it to clear. Strong play by Mikel, great play by Mikel into the area. This could be the moment for Hazard. It's instead worked out towards the right where the effort is blocked. Malouda coming in to win a corner. Pressure on here from Chelsea. we don't have VAR today, I must say.
And he knows it. He won't have be cheeky and ask, but great bit of play from Chelsea there. Just couldn't quite get the shot on that. It's actually really good defending from Liverpool there, not allowing that shot to come.
Corner again from Hazard. Mikel with a chance here. Gonna go for goal, of course he is, and it actually flicked off Kalou and went out for a goal kick. Best spell so far for Chelsea. 15 played, goalless here.
Yeah. Am I right in thinking he only scored 1 goal for Chelsea? In what, 249 appearances?
It could have been 2 today.
I think it was worth having a go for sure. A really good play, and there was a bit of space in there, wasn't it? And just wanted Eden to sort of get it onto either his left or his right foot and have a proper strike, but Liverpool defended well. There was always someone coming out and then shuffling across. Solomon wasn't able to get the shot in, and in the end, William Gallas wanted VAR to get involved.
As that for Chelsea again, it's played towards the left, Malouda. Makelele allowed to advance forward. Every time holding midfielders go forward here, Crowder are urging them to shoot, and goes where to Mikel, who had some 11 years with the club. Here's Kalou. Gallas gets it back to Costa, coming deep. Mikel, that ball by Ramirez just cut out. Cinema Pongol tries to let it back to Vignal. We were talking about Mikel beforehand, and the fact that he took over a role that Makelele had made famous for himself, and the performance he had in the Champions League in 2012 in the final was an outstanding one for the club, and really did almost, not use the word reinvent himself, but certainly found his position.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, he came to Chelsea initially as an attacking midfielder, but I think it was seen quite clearly with his ability, the way his football intelligence, the way he could position himself, and also the sort of the pace of the game that he played at. He was quite happy to stop the attacks, but also just get the assist.
Space here for Liverpool. Chelsea in the end managed to block out Ryan Babel. It was dangerous for a moment as he tried to cut inside Gallas. Gets Chelsea moving again. And now Diego Costa will chase. That's a bit too long though. Pepe Reina in control of it for Liverpool.
Yeah, needed a bit more help there. I think even Diego Costa in his heyday might have struggled to get on the end of that one.
Reina made nearly 400 appearances for Liverpool. They're playing for their Legends team for the first time here. Cinema Pongol. With Kelly making decent ground here. So plenty of the ball down the right-hand side in the first 10-20 minutes of play. Martin Kelly now gets it back from Spearing. Clavan will find Vignal. Vignal away towards the left again. Liverpool decent spell here. Bishkan for Kelly. Can't quite get into the area as things stand. Clavan. Played by Vignal, gets it back as well. Chelsea back in a defensive shape. It's not a brutal pressing game, but it's keeping them at bay for the time being at least. Vignal for Ryan Babel, back to Martin Skrtel once again. Now Yossi Benayoun. Babel. (19 played here at Stamford Bridge. Goalless between Chelsea and Liverpool as the visitors work it back to Pepe Reina. FA Cup winner, League Cup winner, Super Cup winner with Liverpool. Clavan pinged it across, chested back to Reina once again.
Yeah, look, I think it's going to be one of those games where it's just, isn't it great to see these people back out on the pitch and in the kit? So I think there'll be loads of chances, but it will be interesting to see as the game goes on and people get tired, but then that's when the subs bench will come into play for sure.
Aurelio with a cross in here. There's a trademark defensive header by John Terry. Benayoun with some space now to advance forward. Looking for a layup from Bishkan, which didn't come, and Chelsea will again get it forward quickly. And they'll find Diego Costa. Costa with Kelly scampering back to try and make a challenge. Costa barging into Skirtle. Liverpool away down their right. Several of these players now in their mid-40s as it's laid back by Sinema Pongo and almost played forward there for Benayoun, who can't believe the ball didn't quite reach him, and then Hazard shows brilliant skill to go free, and Jay Spearing has fouled him. Not that he reckons he did, but we have already seen several touches of Hazard brilliance, and that one winning Chelsea a free kick.
Yeah, look, you never lose that quality. He's not quite able to produce it, and at the speed and pace that he used to, but yeah, he was an amazing player, wasn't he, for Chelsea? Arguably, it's an argument, arguably Chelsea's greatest ever player.
It's certainly going to be in that conversation. There are people on the pitch. They've got Petr Cech in goal, who'll be in that conversation for best ever goalkeeper. Oh, Hazard beautiful there towards the edge of the area, almost got on the end of himself. Liverpool struggling to clear here. Spearing should be able to get it away, or back in fact it goes to Aurelio and forward, and John Terry chesting it down. There'll be a free kick, there'll be a stoppage here in fact after a clash.
I'm biased of course though, Gianfranco Zola.
Okay.
I was here when he first came in, and it was like just wow. You know, we had Gianluca Vialli, Robbie himself was here that season, Frank Leboeuf as well, and it really felt Ruud was the manager, and it really felt that Chelsea were going places. And Franco didn't come in at the start of pre-season or even at the start of the season. I think it was sort of November time, early November. But the impact he made was just incredible, and I'm pretty sure he won Player of the Season, if not with the football writers, then the player's player. And listen, it's too simplistic because we had too many good players to say just try and give Franco the ball and let him do something special. But let me tell you, he was amazing. He really was. Even Ruud himself as well. I remember when Ruud first came to Chelsea the season before, and people were sort of saying, look, he just wants to come to London. He doesn't want to be in the glare of Italy, and he loves the fact that he can walk around London and people don't bother him. But his knees are gone, so he's half the player he used to be. And do you know what? After a couple of months, we were looking at each other thinking, if he was half the player what he used to be, and we couldn't get the ball of him, just how good was he? I mean, obviously he was a Ballon d'Or winner, but just an incredible physical specimen. But just, as I say, it wasn't as if he was greatly two-footed, but he was so strong, so quick, he could twist and turn. And there was a goal that will always stick in my mind, and people can YouTube it. I can't remember who it was against, whether it's Manchester City or Blackburn, but I know it was Gary Flitcroft, and on a quagmire pitch of Stamford Bridge. And he picked the ball up almost about halfway line, maybe the centre circle is, so at the edges. He twisted and turned and twisted and turned. You can see Gary Flitcroft just dropping off because he knew he couldn't get anywhere near him. When he stuck it in the top corner, it was like, wow, that's world class.
It was quite an era, and certainly that mid to late 90s time when there was an influx of players, and the club brought in the likes of Desailly, a World Cup winning player, and the managerial turnover at the time as well, leading up to the Mourinho era. And certainly the track record for success was there, and Hazard again flicking it off. Costa can't quite get it through to Pepe Reina.
Jimmy Floyd would be here as well, wouldn't he? I don't know what he's doing right now. Oh, he's practicing his dance moves right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And why not?
He's doing well on Strictly, to be fair to him.
But
but he was another one of those players, wasn't he, that came in just pre-Mourinho. And for some reason, Mourinho didn't really fancy him. And I think, pretty sure he apologised when he saw him a few years later and said, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have got rid of you, but what a player. And I didn't actually play with Jimmy, but he's become a really good friend. We keep in contact regularly. I've already wished him all the best for tonight, but I think he's got enough fans behind him already to not worry about my vote.
And Gianfranco Zola having an injury at the moment, I think you were saying, so that's why he wouldn't be involved here.
Yeah, I sort of left a voice message to him today, just coming into the bridge. I said, look, if you're playing your name's down, you've already got my man of the match. And to be fair to him, he got straight back with a voice message to say, Scotty, you know, I'd love to have been there, but I've picked up an injury and I can't run at the moment. So he said, but if you still want to give me man of the match, that's fine. So I'm just telling you, Dave, Gianfranco Zola is my man of the match.
We'll get the caption ready. Liverpool back in possession here with 25 played. Goalless. Chelsea have had the majority of possession. No real clear sights of goal, really. The only action for a goalkeeper was the effort from Benayoun that was straight at Petr Cech in the early stages. You can still see a lot of the movement and the touches still remain. And Benayoun combining with Martin Kelly down the Liverpool right. John Terry is in the way. Cinema Pongolle has gone down in the area.
How many times has that been said? Over a 20-year career plus. John Terry in the way.
Will have to be again here because Kelly coming forward. Layoff is from Babel, looking for Cinema Pongolle, who goes down rather spectacularly over Petr Cech. Nothing doing from the referee. Cinema Pongolle is well loved by Liverpool fans for a goal against Olympiacos on their run to the Champions League glory in 2005. It was actually a goal he scored that made sure they got out of the group stage at the time. That was nowhere near certain. And joined the club when he was 16. I always think of Cinema Pongolle as perhaps the precursor of a Divock Origi, a man who can come off, suddenly score an unbelievable goal in a vital time.
Of course, the original super sub was David Fairclough back in the day. What a player he was when he needed to. Saint Etienne, wasn't it, in 77?
Yes. So Liverpool, who won the previous fixture between these two here in March, 2-0. Peter Crouch scored both of those, not involved today, but they're having a decent spell here at the moment. Ryan Babel, no nonsense stuff from Gary Cahill down that far corner.
Well, such a good central defensive partnership, weren't they? I was watching the interview yesterday that Lee Parker had together and with them. You could see they're just really good friends and really good communication between the two. And that could easily have been John Terry doing that. That time it was Gary Cahill. Just brilliant, the two of them.
And Cahill was the natural choice, the natural successor, wasn't he, as club captain when JT had finally called time on Chelsea. As Babel finding now Benayoun from Biscan. Hazard with the challenge. Hazard away. Chelsea away here. Potentially 3-on-3. Hazard in space. For once, the ball through. Not perfect. Wasn't going to fall for Kalou or for Costa. Chelsea have it again down their right. Costa with some neat control. Oh, second ricochet off here. Not going to be a goal kick.
Yeah, it's unlucky. The movement is still there. And to be fair to him, he's still young. He's only 37. Think about Eden Hazard being 34. I think you can see the difference, the class of the players. And William Gallas, what, 48 now? So if he does well to last half time, he's done exceptionally well. But I remember standing pitch side with him a couple of months ago. For Malaysian TV, actually, on a Chelsea game, and you could just see the presence that he had and the way he talked. He's someone who enjoyed London, didn't he? Playing with the teams that he played for, but an absolute legend here for sure.
Mikel with Liverpool looking for a free kick, which isn't coming, and Diego Costa could be away from spearing here. Shot is blocked. Back to Mikel once again. Shot blocked once more, and that one again bouncing off Costa. And out for a goal kick.
Yeah, but he's just feeling his hamstring there. Sammy Lee. What a player he was. Yeah. Coming out to the touchline and maybe just saying it. But what I would say is Liverpool, actually, Chelsea are the better side. and having more possession, but actually in terms of defensive-wise, they're coming out at just the right time, and Jay Spearing sitting in front and helping out when possible. You can see he reads the game very well.
Spearing in possession now. Still actually turns out for the under-21s an overage player. Decent voice to have.
Yeah, he's great experience for sure. To say he's an overage player, I think is a bit of an understatement, isn't it? He's 36 now. So one of the youngsters here for sure on the pitch today.
Yeah, played for the club 2008 to 2013. Klavan, the Estonian player. Spearing once again. Just dropping infield of Ramirez. Martin Skirtle once more. Spent 8.5 years with Liverpool. Martin Skirtle also captained his country as well. He's Slovakian. Makaleli for Chelsea. Costa has gone for the short one. Hazard available way on the left. Hazard's got Thorin Malouda in support here. Malouda back for Hazard. Costa in can the challenge of Bishkan, but Hazard is there in the D, being closed down by Spearing. Spreads it back to Costa once more. Costa for Malouda. Good play by Chelsea, and the cross straight to Pepe Reina.
Yeah, well, he's not a left back, he's a left winger, so being in that position, maybe back in the day, that would have been a little dink to the far post, and maybe someone coming in. I think he'll know he's just tried to side foot it, isn't he? In between the sort of what they call the corridor of uncertainty between the goalkeeper and the defenders. But again, to be fair to Liverpool, they dropped off so deep, the gap was so small. He's ended up trying to do it pinpoint, and in the end going straight to Pepe Reina.
Malouda won the double with Chelsea in 2010. Top scorer the following year, actually. Had a decent goal-scoring campaign in his final spell with the club.
He's a good player, really good player. Just to enjoy watching him. I was covering Chelsea TV at the time as well. A few years after I'd retired, but not that many, and sort of watching him and yeah, really admiring him as that left side player.
Hazard cropping up on the right now, being faced by Vignal. Costa holding up at the byline, and that'll be a Chelsea corner. 32 minutes on the clock. Goalless so far, but Chelsea asking a few questions here in the last 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, I just wonder if he can find a little space in behind. I'm also just looking at John Obi Mikel. He seems to be stretching his hamstring even more. Nothing you don't want to do.
Costa with the header. Well off target. Pepe Reina trying to make sure it goes out for a throw here, which is not going to happen, but he is going to buy himself a free kick off Gary Cahill.
I'll tell you what, he got away with that one. Gary would be thinking to himself, oh, maybe I shouldn't have gone in. I'm not even sure it was a foul. Very clever from Pepe Reina. That was never going out. He misjudged that one, and in the end, make sure he got that touch from Gary and went over, got the free kick.
I think potentially the header by Costa in the first place probably came off his shoulder rather than head. That's why it went out to where it did. But you're absolutely right. A rare misjudgment from Reina there.
Yeah, right smile, thinking, got away with that one.
Very, very good goalkeeper. We've got two of the Premier League's all-time greats in goal here at the moment, with Petr Cech in the Chelsea goal. Neither have had massive action so far this afternoon. Makaleli with a slightly loose one, but Costa will retrieve. Here's Mikel. Mikel then forward for Ramirez. Almost managed to get it round the back with Kalou chasing that Liverpool back line. I was going to say well drilled, well marshalled. You're going to tell me they haven't done too much practice, but they have held it quite well.
No, but you know what, Dave? I mean, it's a really good point, because sort of, I don't want to give it the old back in my day, but communication was so important. I don't think there's as much communication nowadays as there was back then. So actually, these type of group of players would find it easier to mesh together without having much training than I think the present day players in, say, 10, 15, 20 years' time, because they're used to that. Hold your line, you're the last man, you can play off if you want, or push up. So I think from both sides, especially from the Chelsea point of view, but even from the Liverpool point of view, and they're showing that today. Even though they haven't been playing and training together on a regular basis, they look like they have.
Worked out towards the left here. Benayoun with a lovely little flick now. Chance for a cross to come in. Almost fell to Bishkan. Petr Cech in the end, able to deal with it for Chelsea.
There's an opportunity there. Well, Malouda, as I say, not your natural left back, so just on his toes a little bit, and Bishkan gets in there first. If the touch was better, Big Pete would have had no chance.
Ramirez trying to work it forward for Costa, but through it goes again to Reina in goal for Liverpool. This is actually the third Legends game in the current era at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea were beaten by Inter Forever back in 2018, 4-1, but they beat Bayern Munich 4-0 in 2023. And both John Terry and Gary Cahill scored in that game. It was the last Legends game here a couple of years ago. So spearing now for Liverpool. And that is one back for Chelsea, and now they have a chance to drive forward. Solomon Kalou being told to shoot by the home crowd. Cross comes in, and Reina gets hold of it just about.
Yeah, just that final ball, isn't it? It's not been quite there on both sides really. The final touch, final ball. Good tackle.
That's a somewhat generous free kick given, I have to say, there for the challenge on Bishkan. I was going to ask you the question on Solomon Kalou, who we just saw chasing forward there. Super sub? Fair definition?
Yeah, I think so. I think he had that talent, he had that ability, and you just wanted him to sort of kick on. But whenever he started the game, didn't quite make the impact. It was certainly a great option anyway. I mean, just because Chelsea had so many good players at that particular time. He certainly made his contribution, whether it was off the bench or starting. But yeah, it was difficult to break into that side, that 11. Some, I mean, purely world-class players. But he played his part.
Certainly could be useful on either flank. Chelsea have taken a free kick here for offside. Costa back to goal, holding up. Worked out to Hazard. Mikel now. Makaleli moving away from Bishkan and then tumbling over, and the referee happy enough with that. So Bishkan supposed to run into, but again he runs into John Terry, who brings Chelsea away. And they'll move down there right. Terry again. Forward for Ramirez. Ramirez, little layout there by Kalou for Costa. Saved by Pepe Reina. Perhaps the best chance that Chelsea have had so far.
Yeah, unlucky. Great movement. It's a really lovely little ball. The angle was tight, and again very difficult for Pepe Reina because he came out but then kind of stopped. So it wasn't a question of just thinking it over him. Good goalkeeping, but good movement from Diego Costa.
Gary Cahill comes in there to block out the ball through by Ryan Babel. Hazard for Chelsea finding Costa. I think there's definitely some Liverpool players who are keen to get a foot in or more on Diego Costa, who's having his say with Martin Skrtel.
Well, look, nothing wrong with that tackle. It was a really good tackle. And nothing wrong with seeing Diego Costa and Skrtel going face to face. I think the players know exactly it's not quite Premier League football anymore. He won't step over the line, but I think the fans want to see it. Both players were known for that kind of aggression.
And the referee is going to call both players across. He had a quick word with John Terry.
Yeah, but listen, I understand where Dean Whitestone is coming from, and obviously we don't want any red cards. I'm sure they were able to stop themselves if that was the case, but again, it's the type of thing that we love to see. It's a good tackle. Flicks out. I want to see that. Yeah, that's what the foul was for.
Once again, the other way. Had there been VAR, then they don't tend to take too kindly to that. But
yeah, play on, let it happen.
Of course, Diego Costa played relatively recently at Wolves for a spell, and there would have been VAR during that time. So he should be aware that the cameras are watching all the time. But yeah, we go on. 39 play, goalless here. Costa coming to challenge again. The crowd are enjoying it, but I'm not sure the referee is. And there's the first yellow card of the afternoon. And if you were running a book on that, if you were making a prediction on where it would go, Diego Costa would be quite hard on the list.
Dave, I wouldn't have put a penny on that. You wouldn't get a penny back. Oh, I like this. I don't mind this. As long as they don't go over the edge, I don't mind this. I want to see it. It's what these two players were known for as well. It's a bit naughty, isn't it? It's okay.
Just don't get a red card in this game.
Yeah, just don't get a red. Know where the line is.
The referee, to be fair, is smiling. The players are coming together. Costa and Skrtel are continuing the debate. But
I still don't think his English is very good. So I hear.
Okay.
So I'm not quite sure what he's saying to him, but.
And the referee has blown for half-time, 40 minutes. We have played, goalless at Stamford Bridge, and those last 2 or 3 minutes somewhat enlivened by the battle between Diego Costa and Martin Skrtel, who were talked to a couple of times, and then as Costa made one more foul, he was yellow carded. So we are goalless. There's been action at both ends, an early save by the Chelsea goalkeeper Petr Cech from Ben Ayoun, and later in the half certainly Chelsea attacking forward more and more, and Reina called into action on 2 or 3 occasions. But we are goalless here at half-time. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. What do you make of that first half then, Scott? Obviously possession stuff, some neat chances, some neat touches, nothing particularly clear-cut so far.
Yeah, look, disappointing there's been no goals for the fans as yet, but, you know, bottom line is there's two teams where there's some great players, you have to say.
So it is goalless here at the break. The players, most of them have made their way off the field of play, but we can head down pitch side because we can get some reaction to that first 45 minutes, where I believe one of the star men of Chelsea is with Lee.
Welcome back pitch side. As you can probably see, I am very impressed with me. He doesn't need much of an introduction, but you know what? He's going to get one anyway. The one, the only, the legend, Stamford Bridge, Eden Hazard. So good to see you back. First up, 45 minutes in, how are you feeling?
I'm okay. I think I can still play a bit, you know. It's been 2 years I stopped, but always good to be back here, you know, at the bridge with all the fans. And let's see if we can score 1 goal at least. So let's go.
Incredible that it's been 2 years already. How much do you miss being out there?
I miss playing football. You know, in a big stadium like today. But you know, I play in the garden with my kids, so it's okay.
And how many is it now? 5 boys?
5 boys, yeah.
Got your own 5?
All Chelsea fans.
Of course they're all Chelsea fans. And you are surrounded by Chelsea fans. You always had such a special bond with the guys here. What did it mean to you?
Like I say, it's good to be back, to see some faces, you know, I know before. And the best thing to do is to score for them, so I promise I'm going to try in the second half.
And surrounded by so many old friends, old colleagues. Diego Costa still got it as well, hasn't he?
Of course. This guy is still the same, you know, we saw it. So now it's good to be back with the boys, see them and touch the ball with them.
And playing against Liverpool, it's always competitive, isn't it?
Yeah, you saw it today. No, it's not easy. There's no easy game against them, but that's why the fans want.
And we're here for such an important cause to raise funds for the foundation, for the Past Players Trust as well. It's such a fantastic cause, isn't it?
Yeah, of course, it's a fantastic cause. That's why we're here. That's why all the fans, they're here also. So, yeah, let's do it for them and have fun, like I always say.
Eden, always a pleasure on behalf of everyone here. Thank you so much, Stamford Bridge. One more time for the legend that is Eden Hazard. Thank you, mate.
big reception for Eden Hazard there, speaking to the Chelsea crowd, and we certainly enjoyed his touches and trickery during that first half, and hopefully we'll see more to come. Both sides, of course, have got benches that we will see players from in the second half. Chelsea actually have the larger bench in terms of number of personnel, so we could see the likes of Marcel Desailly and Joe Cole in the second period for Chelsea. Jermaine Pennant amongst the substitutes for Liverpool this afternoon. But it is goalless here at the break, in front of a terrific crowd here at Stamford Bridge on a glorious afternoon for approaching mid-October. Seeing some of their heroes from years gone by, many of their star names from both sides from the last 20 plus years, rolling back those years here today. So let's take a look at some of the action from the first 45 here. I can talk you through some of the key moments. As I say, no goals have been scored yet, but there's been some decent action, and this was the first chance here for Liverpool, and good play here by Benayoun.
Yeah, not many chances at all by Liverpool, but great skill from Benayoun, and this is what he used to do. Not the quickest, even back in the day, but very, very skillful shapes to come inside. Has a shot, but have to check, decent save and simple save in the end.
Saw plenty of Chelsea pressing around the sort of 25 yards out and trying to get balls across and in.
Yeah, I mean, Eden Hazard sort of found that little bit of space. It was a quick turn, but fair play to Liverpool. Defended very well, just shuffling the ball across and allowing that. And it got to William Gallas. And where's the VAR? He's claiming handball.
I love that. I love that from Gallas.
I just wonder whether he could have had a shot on his left foot there, Eden Hazard, but played it to Solomon, who played it to William Gallas. Yeah, claiming handball.
Pepe Reina wasn't massively involved in the first half. Diego Costa was certainly more and more involved. This was a decent take here by the Liverpool keeper from Malouda.
Yeah, I think you could have saved that one, David.
Thanks for that.
It was actually sort of well worked around the outside, and yeah, I think Malouda would probably be thinking to himself, yeah, I just needed to sort of dink it to the far post to see he was there coming in, and in the end it was a simple save for Reina.
This was a good play by Biscan towards the left for Liverpool. A moment where the Chelsea back line appeared to be under threat. In the end, no real damage done to Czech.
Yeah, Phil Malouda just standing still there and waiting for the ball to come to him. It's actually a poor touch from Biscan, because either try and shoot first time or just have a better first touch. And if it had been good, then literally Petr Cech would have had no chance whatsoever. But again, the sort of big presence he has means that he can come out and claim that.
Diego Costa getting space that time. Reina making perhaps his one save of the game.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's really good movement, and you can see here it's a lovely little ball in from Solomon. He almost needs to try and ping that towards the far post. And actually, the angle was tight. Reina's come out. Very difficult to try and finish him there.
So that's the main action from the first half here. Goalless so far, so are we going to get a breakthrough in the second period? At the break in the Legends game here at Stamford Bridge, it's Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0, and join us shortly for the second half.
This week also sees the return of the Women's Champions League to Stamford Bridge as we take on Paris FC on Wednesday the 15th of October with an 8 o'clock tip-off. Tickets are still available for this big European game under the lights of the bridge, and for other league fixtures at the bridge too, against rivals Barcelona, which is on the 20th of November, and FC Roma on December the 10th. Make sure you pick up your tickets today. Now today is all about Chelsea legends and some of our phenomenal ex-players, our wonderful foundation and the Players Trust are here to support past players, some of which are with us here today. Stamford Bridge, please put your hands together to some of the best to have done it here at Stamford Bridge. Let's start off with Kerry Dixon, Dan Bessent, Ken Moncow, Steve Wicks, Claire Rafferty, Bob Isles, Peter Rhodes Brown, David Lee, Gareth Hall, Trevor Aylock, Nick Crittenden, Brian Mason, Steve Dunstan, Gary Chimmons, Paul Cannaville, Colin Pates, John Munstead, and John Boyle. Please show your love and appreciation for some of our fantastic Chelsea legends. Now as our Chelsea legends continue with their lap of appreciation, I'm delighted to say I've been joined by the CEO of the foundation, Laura, accordingly. Laura, you must be absolutely delighted with how today's gone so far.
Oh, it's absolutely amazing. And thank you so much to everybody that's come out today. And the players, we cannot thank them enough for all the time in for the club and the foundation. It makes a huge difference. The impact that they have and how proud they make us. We try and turn all that pride we have into the club, into the impacting community through our work.
You can see some of those players making their way out for the second half. The atmosphere around the group has been so special, hasn't it?
Yeah, look, the atmosphere is amazing. Seeing the players walk around, Paul Cannaville there, we have a special relationship with Paul Cannaville Trust, with his foundation, and we support them to continue doing their work in schools. So a lot of the work we do with that foundation is we deliver in the community, but we also support other charities as well. Flora Maluda went to a local school last week. Katie Chapman's been supporting our work. Joe Cole's been to see our disability teams in action, and we really couldn't ask any more. We're so proud of them.
It's such a phenomenal occasion. The players have enjoyed it, the fans are enjoying it. Looking ahead, you must be so excited for what the future holds.
Yeah, look, we're going to continue doing what we do. The Chelsea Players Trust exists to support the welfare of all our past players that made the club what it is today. We're going to continue to support those, whether academy players, women's, men's, ex-players. And for our foundation work in the community, we're going to continue to support young people, older people. I was just with a girl last week who hadn't ever taken part in football before. She's been in our programme for a year. And I said to her, I was like, what was it about our programme that appealed to you? What made you get involved? And she's like, well, I just saw the Chelsea badge and I thought, you know what, this is going to be really good for me. And having that greatness associated with our club, we will do our best to make that impact in the community.
Amazing stuff. Well, I can see Katie Chapman, one of those that coming on for the second half. On behalf of all of us, Laura, thank you so much. Let's hear it one more time for Laura accordingly and the phenomenal Chelsea Foundation.
Okay, and the players prepared for the start of the second half. You'll see another very special QR code up on the big screen. Feel free to scan that and upload live videos in and around the ground here today.
At Stamford Bridge, Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. Substitutions on both sides. 4 changes for Chelsea in this second period. Celestine Barbiaro on the field at the back. Joe Cole and Jodie Morris. And also Katie Chapman making her appearance here at the Bridge. Jermaine Pennant is on for Liverpool, but some more talent coming on the field as Liverpool play it forward early in this second half. It's very clear by Petr Cech, but yeah, Joe Cole, well, we know what a player he was for this club and a player that you know well, and also Jodie Morris you played alongside too.
I did. I'll let you talk about this first.
Diego Costa rampaging forward here for Chelsea. Oh, tried to lay it off to Jodie Morris there. That one was cut out, so we'll see how they have lined up. Barbiaro, of course, come towards the left of the back line. Barbiaro on for Ramirez. Found confirmation that Kalou has also gone off, as has William Gareth. And Makaleli was the other Chelsea player to go off. Play back to Pepe Reina and out towards the left-hand side.
It's not often you've got 2 number 10s, is it? Looking at the programme. Oh dear.
Oh. Game will stop immediately because Gary Cahill appears to have picked up a knock on the halfway line.
Yeah, that's the little twist, the little abductor. I don't see the point of him carrying on.
Is that from playing 40 minutes, stopping and then starting again?
Yeah, it actually is. You can see it's not even if there's been a little bit of skill, just a little bit of a turn of the body, and yeah, it's not a Champions League final, Gary. How are you?
Well,
just look after yourself.
Well, Thiago looks like he's going to be the player coming on. You do have the likes of Marcel Desailly on the bench, of course, but let's hope that Gary's okay.
It's amazing. Again, JT in the golf day the other day, he was saying, you know, he mentioned a few of the players. Mentioned Wisey, of course, how Wisey looked after him, but he mentioned Desailly, and he told me a story. He said, or told us all a story. He said when he first came into the side, Marcel Desailly, because everyone was kind of on the right-hand side of the defence. So he said, you know what, okay, young lad, I play on the left side. It's not a problem, despite him being right-footed. There's one game where they came up against Arsenal and played against Thierry Henry, and Marcel Desailly said to him, listen, I don't want you coming over to protect me. You're a young lad. I'm going to look after you. I'm also going to look after Thierry Henry. And he didn't mean that in an arrogant way in any stretch of the imagination, but it was just JT was trying to say that actually he wanted to look after his centre-back partner, his young centre-back partner, who didn't want to be destroyed. He didn't want him to be seen as destroyed by Thierry Henry, who I think JT and I agree is the best player, the Premier League's best player. I think Cristiano Ronaldo is the best player ever to play in the Premier League, but I think the Premier League's best player is Henry.
Joe Cole snapping in there for Chelsea, looking to play it forward to Diego Costa. Costa playing it back to Hazard. Oh, lovely ball, reverse ball in. Sensational stuff. Joe Cole certainly stamping a mark straight away on the game. Another player who's not been out of the game for quite so long. Such a long career for him as well. But yeah, beautiful stuff from Joe Cole and the cross in by Hazard.
Yeah, I mean, Joey, I remember going to West Ham and he was just a young lad, and there was so much pressure on him. You know, he was meant to be this absolute superstar at the age of 15. The way he handled that pressure was just incredible. And all the way through at West Ham, and the year we went down, which is still the record amount of points that anyone's had, and that they've been relegated, 42. He was still a young lad coming through and just making sure.
Here's
Look
the...
at this.
Oh,
brilliant. Not quite exactly where he wanted it to go, but that's what we want to see.
That was the year with West Ham that no one can believe that West Ham team,
Yeah,
and they still
absolutely.
can't. But
look, I mean, we don't want to be talking about West Ham as such, but you know, with Di Canio and Canute and Jermaine Defoe, Trevor Sinclair, David James, Mickey Carrick, and Joey as well, and Joey won Player of the Year. He was absolutely superb, and he was only a youngster, and he was a centre midfielder at that particular time, where, and actually he was probably just as much known for getting his foot in as the skills that he had. But then he moved on to Chelsea, and I mean, he moved up another level or two. With sensational talent, and do you know what a top guy. He's not changed in any stretch of the imagination. Still just extremely humble, still loves his football. He plays with his mate. He still does. I saw him about a year ago, and we were talking. He said, yeah, I play with my mates down on a Sunday league. He said, if ever you want to play, come down. And I'm like, oh, I don't play anymore.
Gary Cahill has had treatment after he went down the halfway line, and since then he's flown back into 2 more challenges, so he's pretty much would appear to be okay and keen to continue.
Yeah, he needs to keep an eye on it though. He's not 25 anymore.
Here is Chelsea's number 24, Gary Cahill, in possession. Just across the back line to Baba Yaru, who was a really popular character, and I think your times didn't quite cross over, did they? You just left after the cup final.
Baba, yeah. Do you know what? So my last game was the '97 Cup final, and he joined that summer, and it was going to be me and him, you know, fighting for the left back spot, and I got the offer to go to Benfica, and I just thought, what a great opportunity to play for one of the biggest clubs in Europe, but actually to be a foreigner and just try something different off the pitch as well as on. But when I came back to West Ham, let's just say we saw each other a few times in the nightclubs.
Doesn't surprise me. There's going to be a free kick here. Give me a free kick. Why not enjoy your life as well? That's,
well, do you know what? He was just a great guy, and when I saw him, and we sort of, you know, embraced and that, and each time we saw him, it wasn't all the time, but you know, the odd time we saw each other, could just see he was a great lad, as well as an excellent player. And I saw him down there when I was on my way to see Robbie, and I just, as he came out, give me a little tug, and he came over and give me a hug, and yeah, really good lad. And some of them almost as if you've been teammates.
Joe Cole with the cross for Chelsea, and the header is wide from John Terry, wide of Rayner's right-hand post. Rely on Joe Cole to put a decent ball in.
And JT to get on the end of it as well.
Of course, Joe Cole played for both clubs.
Yeah. I mean, he looks like he could still play, JT.
He does.
Doesn't he?
He does. Liverpool playing out. with Spearing, and it's back to Rayner now, who's comfortable enough to do it. And that's very well worked, almost, and in comes Chapman. Liverpool moving away down there, left with Ryan Babel. Babel cutting infield, there is an overlap there, a couple of players. Chance to cross. Pennant can't quite get a touch onto it, and that is flashed wide. Beat Petr Cech, went flashing right across the face of the penalty area. And possibly the best moment so far, and Kelly has been very involved going forward.
Yeah, decent strike, I have to say. He is one of the young ones. It does make a difference nowadays. A little 1-2. It's a good strike. I mean, yeah, Cech was beaten, but it wasn't going in.
Chelsea back on the front foot here, down their left. And Kelly back having to do some defending, but very hard to defend against this sort of skill. And can Hazard get it back there? Not quite. From Florian Malouda, and it goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah, it's unlucky. Him just coming off the left though. A little 1-2 right idea by Malouda. Again, good defending from Liverpool. Chelsea fans enthralled by what they're seeing, despite there being no goals as yet.
They have Katie Chapman on the field, one of the subs. We talked about Babayaro and Joe Cole. Jodie Morris is on too, and Katie Chapman, who Emma Hayes regards as her best signing, and that goes back some way to when she came in from Arsenal and was captain of the first ever WSL winning team, and there's been so much success since then. Liverpool about to make their own alteration. This will see Tash Dowie coming on. And it looks like also Stefan Ansho coming on the field for Liverpool. So a couple of changes there. So Ansho and Tash Dowie on the field. And straight into the action here for Ansho. Costa trying to close things down. Liverpool looking to play out. And a slight miscontrol there by Ansho, but I think yeah, it's gone Chelsea's way.
I'm not sure. I think there was 2 or 3 times he didn't really want the ball.
So Chelsea throwing down their right. Hazard again, lovely ball played across. What a strike off the post there from Malouda. That is the closest to a goal so far. It would have been glorious. Malouda letting fly from outside the area, crash back off the woodwork. Liverpool survive.
Great strike, wasn't it? Brilliant strike. I've seen that a few times in his Chelsea career. Whether it's in on the left or just that inside right position, he puts the ball out from his feet. This was the John Terry header at the far post. Again, Liverpool doing just enough.
Free kick's gone to Liverpool. I'll show you that effort by Malouda very shortly. But in the meantime, chance for Liverpool to come forward. Vigneault is dispossessed. And now what can Joe Cole do? Working space in centre field. Joe Cole to Jodie Morris. And Jodie Morris out to Gary Cahill, who's battling on here, despite the injury about 10 minutes ago.
Well, he almost thinks he's a right wing back now,
I was just going to say, yeah. I think you don't want to come off, do you? You're desperate to, when you're in this environment now, you're desperate to play on.
Look at him, he's having a little stretch. He's not 100%, he wants to keep on the move. The moment it stiffens up, difficult to be a good again, so he wants to keep on the move. I think the blood flowing. That's probably why he thought he was at 24 again.
That's almost loose, and Rayner manages to get there on show with the foot in. Liverpool almost making a mess of playing out, but in space away down there right. Babayaro coming across to try and make a challenge. Tash Dowie is here in space, going for goal. Referee says play on. Chelsea were appealing for a free kick as the ricochet came back. And Cole already taking up some really good positions here. Finding space. Costa is in space if he can pick him out here. Rayner comes to challenge, and Rayner comes together.
That's unlucky. It was the right idea, wasn't it? Good goalkeeping again to come out, and Diego Costa must have just had it in his mind. He wanted a sort of challenge for it. In the end, he said, "Do you know what? Let him have it."
Chelsea taking control here with 52 minutes on the clock. Joe Cole again on the right. Cole finding Malouda. Malouda to Hazard, who drops the shoulder and goes the outside of Kelly, now inside him. Danger here for Liverpool, certainly. Here is Gary Cahill on the right foot. Low one is fairly comfortable for Rayner in goal.
Well, I could see him as the ball was coming over. The first touch was good, which I knew it would be. He'd have a shot, and I'm thinking, don't worry about that touch, to just ping in. But to be fair to him, he had the shot. It was a good, decent strike, but simple save in the end, straight at Pepe Reina. And you can see it's a wonderful first touch from Florian Malouda, isn't it? Really is. Not allowing the Liverpool midfielders to get close to him, and then an even better second touch. Wonderful strike. Pepe Reina beaten. And you're right, that is the closest we come to a goal at either end.
Would have been a great way to break the deadlock here this afternoon, but we still await goal so far. Rayner for Liverpool. And Liverpool away down there. Right, Tash Dowie holds you up against John Terry. That's an interesting battle there. John Terry has it back with finding Mikel. Joe Cole again, just whenever he gets the ball, he seems to find that moment of space there. The combination with Hazard working to good effect once more down the left. He's trying to burrow his way past Martin Kelly. Support from Jody Morris. Barriero finding Cole once again. Morris will try and keep it in by the corner flag. Pennant tries to get it away. Malouda sliding in, and the referee not happy with that particular challenge. Liverpool get a free kick.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what he's saying there. Maybe he's just saying that hardly touched him. He did go in. It did look a little bit dangerous first of all, but it was one of those where he didn't really touch him. I think he did.
Pepe Reina is now going to make way in the Liverpool goal with the second half now well underway. Sander Westerveld is going to come on here for Liverpool. Warm reception. There are plenty of Liverpool fans here today. And Sander Westerveld, who was involved in their treble cup winning campaign of 2000-2001, regular in that side. Did play for Everton later in his career as well, but obviously fondly remembered for his time as a Red. And taking over in goal for the final 25 minutes or so of today's game. Westerveld out towards the right. Malouda winning it back. And the referee, I think, is always going to stop the game when a player is down in this circumstance. Jermaine Pennant this time has gone down.
Yeah, I think if it's a proper Premier League game, my argument would be it's not a head clash, play on. But no, in terms of a Legends game, just make sure Jermaine's okay. There's the last thing he'd want, obviously, massive Liverpool fan, as well as former Liverpool player. The last thing he'd want is to come on and I think Malouda just caught him there. Just needs to be careful. A couple of challenges within the space of a couple of minutes. I don't think there was any intention there. Just kind of put his leg out, and I think Jermaine's shin went towards him, which made it very, very painful. Gary, I don't know how much more cream you can put on his thigh there.
He's desperate to see it through, isn't he?
He is. And you know what? There's a proper old school player, and I mean that with the greatest compliment and the greatest affection. Excellent defender, excellent on the ball, excellent mentality.
Of course, Cahill was relegated with Bolton, and that was when he then made the move and really did go forward as a top force in this league, in the Premier League.
Well, one of the questions in the Q&A I did with JT was who's the best centre-back you played with? And he said obviously Marcel Desailly was just incredible. The people shouting out Ricky. And he said, yeah, I'd probably go with Ricky Carvalho, but the relationship he had with Gary Cahill, he said, was absolutely amazing, and they got on really well off the pitch as well as on.
John Terry gets it from Katie Chapman and plays out towards the left and Babayaro. Mikel. Hazard offering the option forward. First time layback out towards the right it goes now. And Joe Cole, we know what he can do from that position. Flicking it to Hazard. Back to Cole and Hazard once more.
Number 10 to number 10 there, wasn't it?
Absolutely, yes. Here goes Joe Cole down the right. I think that was like a condition of playing that they both had the number 10, the number 10. But Chelsea coming forward again then. Mikel into the area. Mikel still going. Not much room for a shot. It's only being closed out. Tash Dowie working hard to close him down there. Gary Cahill. Morris to Malouda. Malouda for Hazard. Thought about going right, flicked it instead to Mikel. One touch play by Chelsea as Terry tries to backheel it through and then puts the foot in. Liverpool will clear. Liverpool moving away down the left-hand side. Number 11 is Mark Gonzalez, who has come on. And Aurelio playing an expansive ball away towards the right. That's a somewhat belated fall, I think, by Jermaine Pennant. Up against Babayaro. I'd like to see that one again. But,
well, it's gone past Baba for sure. But it seemed to me he took almost one or two steps and then went down. Certainly more of a delayed reaction than an instant one. I think that's what probably meant the referee didn't give the foul. I think the initial one was outside the box. He ended up falling inside.
We'll see that one again shortly, hopefully. But Liverpool buoyed by that, trying to come down their left. It was a fabulous ball by Aurelio to pick him out, and he's got it again here. Aurelio. Liverpool's first Brazilian signing. Here's Gonzalez. It's part of the Benitez era. Babayaro with a clearance. Mikel.
Do you think if Baba gets a goal, he's going to do one of his somersaults?
Well, I was wondering that. I was wondering. I don't know, as you get older, does that become more difficult?
I think it becomes extremely difficult.
Diogo Costa. Good challenge came in on him there by Vignal. Playing in a holding role here for Liverpool, and they'll work it towards their right. Gonzalez wants the ball played long over towards the left. Spearing instead combines with Kelly, and now Pennant looking for Tash Dowie. John Terry with the headed clearance, and that should be a Chelsea free kick because Spearing, no doubt whatsoever, that was a drag down. That was something you're not coming through, and possibly in the Premier League that is a yellow card.
Yeah, at least. I think to be fair to the Jays, yeah, you can get the ball past me, but you're not coming past me, no chance.
There are plenty more Chelsea changes being prepared here with about 20 minutes to go. There will be a change in goal first and foremost, with Petr Cech making his way off, and Carlo Cudicini is going to be coming on. And also on the bench coming on, Loic Remy is going to be coming on here, as is John Harley and Thiago, who we saw a moment ago. But here's the incident with Jermaine Pennant. You're not having that one?
Well, no, because it's just taking him too long to get down.
We aren't going to be seeing any backflips today. So John Harley replaces Babayaro there.
Is that a ruthless substitution, or is that has he picked up a little injury?
Well, one would imagine the plan was going to be to do 40 minutes, but
Jermaine's still fit, still quick.
Yeah, indeed. Was it going to be a tough period, I wonder? Jody Morris for Chelsea. Mikel Costa looking to lay off once again. Liverpool clear, looking for Tash Darry. There's a bit of first touch for Carlo Cudicini in the Chelsea goal. And what a career he had with the club. Regarded as a backup keeper, really, but still had over 100 clean sheets in a decade at the club.
I think the biggest surprise and showed how much he loved being at Chelsea was that he was one of the best keepers in the Premier League at the time when Petr came in. Jose Mourinho didn't know who he was going to put in. He decided on Petr, who became an even greater goalkeeper, not just for Chelsea but in the Premier League as well. But Carlo's stuck around.
So Chelsea get themselves a free kick. Still waiting a breakthrough here with around 16 minutes to go.
I think we're getting to the point where one goal wins this, aren't we?
Quite possibly, yes. And we've nearly had it with the Malouda effort off the post. But Hazard from 30 yards out here will take the free kick into the area. That's well-headed clear there out the back. First touch for Thiago. Hazard once more. Looking to scheme and conjure. Find Thiago again. Oh, lovely layoff there by Hazard, and might get it back. In and Hazard, oh, it's blocked on the line. Martin Kelly was back to clear on the line. That was a wonderful Chelsea move. That was wrong in the years back there. Not quite finished off, thanks to some really good defending at the very end. Break on here. Pennant getting booed by the crowd. Gonzalez miscues in front of goal, and that one will go out for a goal kick. Action at both ends here.
Yeah. That's the closest that Chelsea, and probably the best opportunity. I mean, Florian Malouda obviously hit the post, but we're going to see this one. It's a great little over. It's a wonderful touch back in. The one off the line. Yeah, it's a great save.
Yeah. Yeah, it's saved.
It's a brilliant save.
Super save. Just on. And Chelsea going again here. Diego Costa this time. Blocked away. Yeah, Vesterveld with the touch before it got to Kelly. Chelsea so close.
It's becoming end-to-end now, isn't it? There's no doubt about it. As you say, it's a great save from Vesterveld, and then Jermaine Pennant with a really good cross in for Gonzalez. Chelsea back down the other end again now.
Hazard's corner. I'll come back to him again here down the right. 14 to go. Hazard against Gonzalez. Laid back for Mikel. Jody Morris tries to spread it across. John Terry with a looping effort that prompted a few oohs and ahs, and then the end lands on the top of the net and goes out for a goal kick.
Well, it was a really good move, but that would have been an incredible goal from JT. The way he had to move his body almost like a contortionist. Waiting for a little Ralph smile. I think he's still trying to get his breath back. Great little ping in from Jody. You can see he's letting it come off the sort of side of his boot. We're getting closer to a goal, aren't we?
Jason McAteer is on, which is quite some effort, as he wasn't even on our team sheet, but he has replaced Honcho, who did not do too much time in this game, 10-15 minutes or so. But Jason McAteer is on in his place. Costa still battling away on the edge of the area, finding Hazard. Jody Morris comes in and just lets the ball run beyond him slightly. And as Liverpool clear. Good play there. Tashdawi excellent with Gonzalez.
Got to mention the fight with Jody Morris next week and David Bentley.
Go on.
Oh, I saw him after the Benfica game. We went for a couple of drinks. Ended up in a chicken kebab shop 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm thinking, you shouldn't be doing this. You're boxing in 10 days' time. I saw him obviously at the brilliant Eden Hazard.
Standing ovation for Eden Hazard there as Gemma Davison comes on. We didn't quite get the Hazard goal today, but we did get some exactly what we expect really in terms of his sheer class and quality.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's just brilliant to see, you know, the name Hazard on the back of the shirt on Stamford Bridge and the pitch. Amazing. We saw little bits of brilliant. Obviously, not quite of the quick feet of before. But what a player. One of Chelsea's greatest ever players for sure. Incredible talent.
Chelsea winning back down their right. This is Thiago. Doing well to work the space here. Diego Costa still running and running and running and still battling and battling with Skirtle, which they have been since minute 1.
Great battle between those two. And to be fair to Martin Skirtle, he looks like he could still play, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, yeah. Here's Joe Cole for Chelsea. Thiago again. Cole, Davison. First touch for Davison. Remy towards the right. Thiago again. Davison, Joe Cole with the cross in from the right. Remy. And Tashdawi again with a nice touch play back. Aurelio trying to play that long crossfield ball for Pennant once again. That time it was cut out. And Thiago again for Chelsea. Thiago finding Loic Remy. Rolling it square and Thiago gets it back here. Might fancy a go. Shot bounces back off Jason McAteer. As we head towards the final 10 minutes here. Still waiting for the breakthrough. With Thiago throwing in for Chelsea and Loic Remy just couldn't quite get around Vignal. Aurelio showing tricky feet down the left. Thiago blocking him out. Throwing for Liverpool, who are about to make another change here. Double change, in fact. Ryan Babel is about to come back on here, as is Yossi Benayoun. It's obviously rolling subs.
Yeah, that's what it is. Allowed to do that, just getting people on the pitch. I'm sure it's great for everyone. Some of them, perhaps not quite in the great physical peak of fitness, and may have picked up little injuries. Other just, yeah, you're going to go on for 10-15 minutes and then we'll bring you off again. But it's great to see these players from both sides coming on and gracing the pitch again.
But will we see a goal in the final 10 minutes? Will it open up for a goal in the closing stages? As Liverpool break forward away down there, right. And Jermaine Pennant is being roundly booed by the home crowd after the previous incident with Babayaro. He has won Liverpool a corner, though.
Yeah, he's still playing in the way he used to, isn't he? It's a good little battle now. Jermaine and John. John Harley doing really well there. Good defending, showing down the outside, not allowing that cross to come in.
Pennant with the Liverpool corner. Balayun went for the short option, but now moves into the area. Pennant with the corner. Benayoun near post. Didn't quite get full connection. It did still take a ricochet. Off John Harley, I think, and out for a corner.
Yeah, it wasn't the best of corners, but wasn't anyone really on the near post there. Now we've got someone.
So Pennant once again, with 8 minutes to go. This one's towards the far post. Babel, who's just come back on, Lofts it back into the area. Pennant will retrieve. Liverpool will play it down in the area here as it goes out for a corner once more. But there will be a stoppage in play. But Martin Skirtle, who's had his share of knocks and bruises over his time, but generally does get straight back up and has done once again. So, pressure here from Liverpool. Low corner this time, easily dealt with by John Harley. Costa was battling for it. McAteer got it towards the right. Liverpool still with players over here on the right, and Kelly plays it across. And a very measured, controlled clearance from Gary Cahill, stopping the ball from arriving at Ryan Babel.
Yeah, that's just lasting, isn't it? Again, positioning himself in a really good way. He's making it short, almost trying to pass it back to John Terry, but just not allowing it to come in behind where you've got Liverpool players waiting.
Liverpool fans sensing the possibility here as Pennant sends another corner in. Babel with the first attempted header. John Terry stabs it clear to midway through the half. Aurelio's ball was blocked, and that should be worked back to Sander Westerveld, although Joe Cole will chase it. Westerveld clearing. Kelly trying to head on. Babel turning away from Mikel, still maintains the ball. Certainly, well, he's had his 20 minutes or so off the field to replenish energy, and now Babel very much back in the equation. Here's Pennant once again. Pennant drops his shoulder. Oh, he couldn't quite pick out Ben Ayoun. Chance there for Liverpool, actually. It was opening up for them. Pennant couldn't quite find the final ball. And having quite a strong spell here. Liverpool with Ben Ayoun playing it into the area now. The cross towards the far post by Pennant. The knock back into the area. He's cut out, and now the break is on for Chelsea with Remy. Remy finding Costa, and of course Skirtle was all the way forward there. He'll struggle to get back as Costa goes down on the edge of the area, and the referee says no. Home fans not impressed, nor is Diego Costa. I have to say, fair play to the players who are going to play the full 80 minutes here. That was a lot of running, and it's quite a warm day also for middle of October.
It's a very warm day, I have to say. Good pace shown first of all by Diego Costa, but Clavin as well, and in the end a good physical battle between the two. Costa believing that he was fouled, the referee saying no, not having any of it.
Cahill battling with Babel. The players desperate that there might be a goal in this game with 5 to go. Aurelio gets it back from Jay Spearing. Here's McAteer. Oh, McAteer gives it straight to Davison. Comes in with the challenge once more, does McAteer, but Davison's done well. Jody Morris is trying to find Joe Cole, who backheels out towards the right, and Chelsea moving forward now here with Loic Remy. Remy, low ball in, just couldn't quite find Costa at the first time, but it does second time. Costa back for Remy once more, and Remy chipping it to the far post where there's no one there, and Kelly and Liverpool will be able to get it clear.
Yeah, but there should be someone there. If you know he's attacking down that side, he's going to whip it in. We saw Florian Malouda try and play a short one in the first half. Doesn't really work. You've got to try and dink it to the far post, so someone has to read that.
Closing stages, still goalless, but end-to-end stuff in these closing moments of the game.
Yeah, it's opened up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Liverpool look like they want to try and get that late winner. Chelsea, obviously being at the bridge, want to try and go for it, and have continuously so throughout the game. And everyone's just starting to get a little bit tired. It's opening up.
Costa back for Jody Morris. Joe Cole. Cole for Remy. Remy square ball to Jody Morris once again. Mikel finds Morris. Ben Ayoun got back with the challenge. Crowded Chelsea out. Up it goes. Cahill and Babel battling away. The referee not interested. And Cahill goes forward for Chelsea. Costa. Davison now. Davison clips a cross in. What is Gary Cahill doing up there in the 77th minute of the game? Davison once again on the left. That one is cut out. Trying to find Cahill once more. John Terry marshalling things with Thiago at the back. There is space here for Pennant to run into. And Liverpool here have got 3-on-2 briefly. There's one coming back, but Babel is there in the area. Chance to win it here. Babel cuts inside. Still going. Shoots on goal and scores. Ryan Babel, with 2.5 minutes to go, has put Liverpool in front on the breakaway. They broke forward 3-on-2. They managed to work the overlap. Babel turning inside, took his time and fired past Chinchini. Liverpool lead by 1-0.
Well, it's a counter-attack, isn't it, with Chelsea trying to attack one end and then leaving themselves completely open at the other. It is a really good counter, you have to say. And the moment the ball goes to Ryan Babel, I'm thinking, just don't let him come inside. Show him down the outside. Jermaine Pennant running with the ball, sees that he's free. He's thought about having the shot, and I'm thinking, yeah, go and shoot from there. You're not going to win, not going to score. And in the moment he's got back inside, not only does it open up the goal and make it bigger, but he's on his better foot as well. And then how often do we see, as he comes inside, it looks like everyone's shifting towards one way and then he just whip it to the near post. It's really good skill, it's a very good shot, but it is disappointing in the bigger contest of things. We said, Dave, didn't we, that one goal wins this, and well, Chelsea have just literally got 90 seconds to try and get the equaliser.
Liverpool on their third goalkeeper of the afternoon, because Chris Kirkland has now come on for Westerveld for the closing moments of the game. Joe Cole to Remy. Remy for Thiago. Thiago might win a corner down there, or challenge thrown right down on the corner flag. We'll see whether the referee plans to add any time on in this second half. Chelsea would rather hope that he does. Otherwise, they've really not got too much time at all to get back into it. And Liverpool, who won 2-0 in March, will be delighted, of course, to come away from here with a 1-0. But there is still time for Chelsea, but they won't get a free kick there. And the break could be on once more, with Babel against Cahill, who was brought him down, and Gary Cahill. I thought the referee might go to his pocket there, actually. It looked like he might.
I think he thought about it, didn't he?
We have 2 minutes additional time.
I think he's probably added that on for the Chelsea crowd.
Yeah,
Liverpool fans. I
think had it still been 0-0, I think we might have been calling it a halt at time. But fair play to Babel, because I thought, like you, I thought he might shoot first time. I thought the chance might have been missed, but in the end he managed to still work the space by cutting inside, so fair play for that.
Yeah, I think he thought about it. I think he thought the chances are on his left foot with a tight angle. It'd have to be some pure strike with precision to beat Carlo Cudicini from there on his left foot. How often do you see that then once the moment they come inside, if they get the shot off, it's not an easy shot to save. Cudicini had no chance there.
So Liverpool have the ball where they would want it, deep in Chelsea territory. The Blues try and move forward in the closing moments of stoppage time. Liverpool lead by 1-0. Remy, John Terry. Terry tries to swing it forward long, where Diego Costa is challenging, but Chris Kirkland is off his line, and I think there might need to be another Liverpool change, maybe, because yeah, Vigneal, I think his day is done. He's the one who has played the whole game. So Mark Gonzalez, who came off 5 minutes ago, is going to be called back into action here.
I think he'd be quite happy with that. Obviously won't be happy that Vigneal has clearly done his hamstring. There's no way it's a time wasting thing. I believe it is anyway.
Well, John Terry certainly wants to get the game off and underway again. Yeah, as Gonzalez comes back onto the field.
I hope the referee adds more time.
Oh, well, I'm sure John Terry would have had that word.
I wouldn't even give the ball back.
No. Joe Cole trying to challenge in down there by the corner. Thiago. Can Chelsea find something late on here, with Mikel being urged to shoot by the home crowd? Jason McAteer with a strong challenge, and the break could be on again here. Babel finding Pennant. This has really worked for them since Pennant came on, and Pennant attacking forward, looking to send it towards Babel again at the far post. He does superbly well to keep it in play down there. And the full-time whistle does go, and Liverpool have won it by 1-0, a late goal by Ryan Babel. Enough applause all round Stamford Bridge for these top players who have entertained us, who fought out Champions League and Premier League battles over many years, and coming back for our entertainment today and for the foundations and the charities that they support. And a really enjoyable occasion too. But as far as Liverpool are concerned, who beat Chelsea 2-0 back in March at Anfield, they have done a double in 2025, and Ryan Babel is their late hero.
Yeah, look, I don't think it's a game that Chelsea deserved to lose, but I thought Liverpool were really well organised, and I know from a Legends point of view, they do this on a regular basis, so even if it's players dipping and dipping out, you can tell there's a very good organisation going on, and I just think they were really well organised. I think Chelsea had the stars in many respects, certainly with Eden Hazard and Diego Costa being in their 30s. You know, they look sharp at times. Florian Malouda hit the post. Hazard had that really good opportunity. It's a wonderful save from Westerveld. I don't think Liverpool, in terms of territory or chances, necessarily deserved it, but they really were a really good unit. And then what happens? You get the counter-attack in the last few minutes, and it was a really well-taken goal. So well done to them. Well done to Chelsea, and well done to everybody who's participated in today, the fans, just everybody. It's a great occasion to see these players who once graced the turf. Some of them I've played with, some of them I've played against, and still have nightmares about. I've really enjoyed being here as well, but the bigger picture is this is for the ex-players and the Chelsea Foundation, and thank you to everybody who's come along and paid their hard-earned cash and been a part of it. I hope they've all enjoyed it, despite the result.
Handshakes all round, the Liverpool players heading over to their fans after Ryan Babel's late goal gave them victory here at Stamford Bridge, where it finished Chelsea 0, Liverpool 1. So players are going across to the fans. The Liverpool players are, the Chelsea players. John Terry has done so much to help arrange this and to keep the Chelsea legends together. There's the Liverpool players with their support, and plenty of them have made the trip, and for them a late goal, somewhat more palatable than last week's here at Stamford Bridge in the Premier League. John Terry, Diego Costa, John Obi Mikel. Everywhere you look around this pitch, there are people, there are players who have had stellar careers and can certainly still play the game. And like I say, those who went through the full 80 minutes here are probably going to be feeling it tomorrow, because although obviously it wasn't a Premier League pace game, of course, how could it be? But there was still plenty of running, and certainly in the final 20 minutes or so, game was stretched.
Do you know what? It opened up, it quickened for sure in the second half, and it did in the first. By the way, the biggest legend there was from the Liverpool side didn't play. Their manager, Ian Rush, what a player he was. And actually one of the very first strikers to start the press, although they didn't call it then, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was a really good day all round. I'm really pleased to see Phil Thompson there as well. Sammy Lee, legends that have graced Liverpool.
Yeah, John Aldridge as well.
Martin Skirtle still looking.
I thought Skirtle, I thought he was tremendous.
He was really good. It was a really good battle. It looked like it might just spill over between him and Diego Costa, but it didn't in the end. Jody Morris being asked for his shirt. He might have his boxing gloves next weekend. It's been great to see these players. It really has. And I'm sure they've loved it, even if they've not quite been able to get to the type of fitness levels that they did once back in the day. That, again, speaking to JT in the Q&A, he was saying about how he really misses it. You know, sort of big golf days is the closest it comes to it, but absolutely still a million miles away from it. I did say to him, what about being Chelsea manager one day? He said, well, that would definitely be amazing. He would absolutely love to do that. And certainly we'll get him right up there, if not further, in terms of getting those nerves going on match days. But hopefully that will happen. He's very realistic about the ladder he has to climb first. Robbie Di Matteo, as we just saw, just walking off there. I mean, what a legend as a player and a manager.
So players are making their way around. Applause of the crowd. Ryan Babel winning it for Liverpool. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 1 the final score. Let's get some reaction pitchside with Lee.
Welcome pitchside, where I've been delighted to be joined by a very special guest, Michael Ballack. Not the result we wanted today, but just how special an occasion has this been?
Yeah, it has been, because first you meet a lot of familiar faces. It's always good to be around, back on the pitch. The result is secondary. I think it's really important for the foundation that we all here did something really good. And that's why I think everyone enjoyed it, really.
Such a special group of players. It must be so good for so many of you to meet up with some old colleagues who I'm guessing you've not seen for quite a while.
Yeah, absolutely. And the smell of the dressing room is different. It's still there. But and the competition as well. I mean, that's fun. There's a lot of changing thoughts, new ideas, life goes on, but there's still a lot of great memories which we have to share, and so that's why it's always special.
Such an important cause, finally, Michael, to raise money and awareness for the foundation, but also for the Players' Trust as well.
Absolutely, and that's the most important thing, that even if some of us struggling in terms of fitness, in terms of injuries, but that's important, exactly what you said, and so that's why we want to keep it alive and keep going, and it's nice to see that so many fans are supporting this.
Always a pleasure, Michael. Thanks for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Well, it has been a wonderful afternoon. Chelsea not getting the result they wanted, but the chance to see the likes of Eden Hazard, Joe Cole on the pitch in the second half, people who have thrilled the crowd. They have been absolutely superb to see that, but they have been edged out by a goal to nil. We can head back pitchside and join Lee.
Back pitchside, delighted to have been joined by Gemma Davison. Gemma, looking sharp out there today. How was it for you?
Amazing experience. Playing with Kate as well on such an amazing occasion, my first time. It's brilliant watching, and players that are playing on this pitch I've been watching on TV for so long, and just getting a chance to play with everyone and representing women's football as well.
Very well said. I mean, obviously the first of many for you. I'm assuming for the Legends team as well. I mean, great crowd today, fantastic atmosphere, and to get so many familiar faces, as you said, together, I thought it was a fantastic cause.
Yeah, it's for the right reasons. I mean, it's nice to play football. To help with the trust and the foundation, which is so important and integral in football. To play with the likes of John Terry, such a big Chelsea man, it's fantastic to share the pitch with players like him.
And it was always going to be competitive. Chelsea, Liverpool, it got a bit tasty out there, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're doing it for the right reasons, but everyone on the pitch is a legend for a reason, and that's because we want to win. So definitely a hidden competitive spirit on the pitch today.
And you're a legend. Gemma, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Yeah, that just shows how much everyone's enjoyed being here this afternoon and seeing the legends of both clubs back on the field here at Stamford Bridge, really going at it at times as well. There you can see the final score. We had to wait for a goal late on, but Ryan Babel found that goal with 2.5 minutes to go to leave the Liverpool fans the happiest with their side on top. But great to see the legends from both sides, and most importantly of all, important money raised for very worthy causes. Final score at Stamford Bridge was Chelsea 0, Liverpool 1. From all of us here, a very good afternoon.
Substitution for Liverpool in the field, number 2, Stefan Oncho, to be replaced by number 4, Jason McAtee. Substitution for Liverpool in the field, number 1, Stamford Bridge, to be replaced by number 22, Miss Cope.